morning. My name is Catherine Klassa, and my question is, to what degree can video games being implemented into education impact a student's learning? And the stimulus that I used was the video games and the future of learning and the video games in education. And these articles introduced me to the idea that education and video games can be together, and that they can be used video games can have a role in education. And David Williamson Schaefer has a PhD in media arts, and he researched the video games in the future of learning. And Kurt Squire, PhD in instructional systems technology, researched video games in education. How do video games affect the brain? Multiple studies have shown about the reaction time between experienced and non-experienced video gamers. And the studies by Dr. Laura Steenbergen, a cognitive psychologist, and Matthew Dye, Sean Green, and Daphne Bavelier, the PhD in brain and cognitive sciences, both did studies on whether video games have increased control, cognitive control, and multitasking. And these things were true, and having increased multitasking and increased cognitive control can help students have an edge when learning new things, and it helps them understand it easier. How do video games in schools help students socially? Playing certain video games, like The Sims, for example, can help a student have an opportunity to work together with other people and build their own social communities within the game. And David Williamson Schaefer introduced how students can connect with other students in this way. And also Margaret E. Gredler, who has a PhD in education, introduced that students can get a new experience by playing video games. They can learn unfamiliar and new situations and learn new information in that way. And then this just shows how there are the different benefits of video games, including new experiences and interacting with others. And how do video games affect a student's learning, and how are they used in schools? And video games can be applied to lessons that are taught, and they can make information more relevant and can create reasons for discussions in the classroom. And this can create meaningful learning, another idea introduced by David Williamson Schaefer. And to do this effectively, teachers need to add it into the classroom dynamic effectively, teachers need to play the games themselves to really understand how to apply it to the class. And through this, they can learn what students can make mistakes and how they can improve the games, so then they can work with the class and what they're teaching. And this was introduced by Dennis Charsky, PhD in instructional design and technology. And these games are examples of how, one is Civilization 3 and Age of Empires, were examples of how there are video games that can be compared to history and how, like in the past. As a solution to this, we need to continue research on how to design video games and then utilize those same concepts that are already established in games that make them so popular to make them geared toward the specific subjects that are being taught so they can be used in the classroom. But for now, with the games that we have, we need to make the games more available to students to connect with what they're learning, and the teachers need to really look into how to connect it to the learning better. And so this possibly could be difficult because schools don't always have the technology support to add the video games, but if we show that video games are helpful to students and there is a way to use them, then schools may be more willing to collect the money and find out a way to get it into schools more.